Philanthropy in 2026 is fracturing into two highly conflicting realities. On the surface, the capital is pouring in, but the actual number of people participating is falling apart. This chart tracks philanthropic revenue climbing to a 5% peak, the strongest top-line growth in half a decade. But underneath, a plunging line reveals a severe structural weakness. Total donor counts dropped by 3.6%, marking the fifth consecutive year of sustained donor loss. The philanthropic economy is experiencing a distinct barbell effect. Microdonors are disappearing, hollowing out the foundation of the pyramid, while an intense concentration of wealth pools at the very top. Right now, individuals contributing over $50,000 a year make up just 0.4% of the donor base, yet they account for more than 53% of all dollars raised. Traditional models that rely on casting a wide net to acquire an infinitely expanding pool of grassroots supporters are buckling under this math. Today, out of all first-time donors, a mere 25.8% ever make a second gift. Organizations that continue running passive, broad-based acquisition campaigns will eventually run out of people to ask. Surviving this top-heavy economic reality requires a completely different architectural approach to capturing revenue. Even in a highly data-driven landscape, the moment a person decides to part with their money relies on a spontaneous, effective reaction. People donate emotionally, not logically. Behavioral economists track this through the identifiable victim effect. We are psychologically wired to assist a single specific individual rather than a large statistical group. Researchers proved this empirically by analyzing donations to Habitat for Humanity. As you can see in this photo, when participants were asked to support a specific, selected family standing in their future home, contributions were vastly superior compared to appeals for unnamed families waiting to be selected. The Animal Rescue League of Berks County mapped this exact psychological trigger onto their digital fundraising interfaces to reverse a severe midwinter revenue slump. Instead of asking for abstract operational funds, they gamified the checkout process on mobile devices. Using digital impact tiles, they let donors buy a highly tangible interaction for a shelter animal. A $10 donation bought a hug, $20 bought a kiss. They removed the opacity of funding and administrative organization. By giving the user a highly specific visual interaction, they secured the immediate emotional buy-in that skeptical modern donors demand before hitting the donate button. Empathy initiates the donation, but regulatory frameworks now require strict mathematical proof of what happens next. The implementation of the charity's SORP 2026 demands hard empirical evidence of success. Nonprofits can no longer just market their effort by listing basic outputs, like meals they served. They have to rigorously prove their outcomes, the actual, verifiable change they created in society. Second Harvest of Central Florida built a premier operational model for handling this strict reporting precisely at the point of transaction. They completely overhauled their digital infrastructure, stripping away all technical friction from their checkout flow, and anchored the entire interface to explicit, outcome-based metrics. This visual equation demonstrates exactly how they handled the math. During checkout, they explicitly tell the donor that a $10 monthly contribution translates directly into exactly 40 meals. By converting an abstract dollar amount into a guaranteed community output, they satisfy the analytical demand for verified impact while continuously reinforcing the behavioral loop of giving. Embedding that level of compliance-ready reporting directly into a frictionless digital checkout is the exact mechanism required to successfully monetize empathy. Once the transaction clears, the life cycle of a single donation enters its most critical phase. Continuous impact reporting steps in as the ultimate psychological closing mechanism. Psychologists refer to this as post hoc rationalization. When an organization provides concrete, visualized evidence of a completed project, it intellectually validates the donor's initial, spontaneous emotional decision. This data visualization shows the empirical result of that strategy. By pairing frictionless checkout with exact impact reporting, Second Harvest achieved an 89.4% monthly donor retention rate, completely dwarfing the 25.8% industry average. Retaining nearly 90% of donors creates massive compounding financial value. It converts fleeting, one-off interactions into highly reliable, permanent operational cash flow. Organizations face a rapidly shrinking base of grassroots supporters. Rigorous, data-driven impact storytelling, paired with seamless payment technology, provides a mathematical defense against that continuous attrition. To manage this level of sophisticated, segmented impact communication and build a resilient pipeline, your digital infrastructure needs to be flawless. Visit highbox.co to see how modern tools can automate your stewardship and scale your organization's impact.